You're tuned in to Nerd Overload, your weekly show for video games, movies, TV shows, comics, tech news, and more. Sponsored in part by MB Subculture Comics and Costumes. Now your hosts, Cody Pennick, Samantha Cross, Sam Dunham, and Josh Harrison.
Hey everybody, it's that time again. Time for Nerd Overload, the show that's begrudgingly stopping playing Pokemon Go for an hour to bring you the latest and greatest in nerd and geek and pop culture. I'm Cody.
I'm Sam.
I'm Josh.
And I'm Samantha.
Hey, we have a great show for you. Thank you for tuning in. Let's get into the stuff we've checked out. We've all played Pokemon Go. We're going to talk about that later. That's something we've all checked out. Okay, let's talk about some other stuff. So, all right.
There is nothing else. There is only Pokemon Go.
Yep.
Samantha and I went to Kosai, was it last weekend?
Yes.
Thursday.
Last Thursday. They were having their Kosai After Dark.
Oh, yeah.
Which is Kosai for adults.
And drinking.
And drinking. 21. You have to be 21 and up to even get in, so there's no kids there.
Oh, that's awesome.
That sounds like the best time to go to Kosai.
It was pretty cool.
Oh, yeah.
They have a new Game Masters exhibit, which is a bunch of video game stuff, video game history, and it was so cool. They had like a lot of concept art from different game designers. A lot of they had Will Wright's design documents from The Sims, and you could flip through them and look at all the notes he took and all the.
Oh man, that's cool!
Wow, that's insane.
They had the original design document for Deus Ex Under Glass. A lot of Warren Spector's original Disney collectibles that he had from his own private collection, because he's the guy that did Epic Mickey.
Right, yeah.
Along with System Shock and Deus Ex.
Oh, that's really cool.
A lot of really cool Tim Schafer stuff. A lot of Double Fine art.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
Just a lot of... And they have a lot of arcade games set to free play.
Okay.
It's just full of games you can play. Like, if it talked about a game, it usually had like a little TV or something set up where you could actually play it.
Yeah.
Oh, excellent.
We played some Parappa. Yeah, that there.
Did you turn and pose?
Yeah. You nailed the first level.
Stayed cool most of the time.
Yeah.
You
rapping cool.
Man, I haven't played Parappa the Rapper
It's such a good game.
since it first came out.
They typoed Jammerlammy on the sign, though. It said Unjammerlammy. That's not the name of the game.
Okay.
A lot of Yuji Naka interviews around. They apparently talked to Yuji Naka a long time.
Really?
He's the creator of Sonic.
Right.
Sonic Team guy.
Yeah.
Nothing. They had a Nintendo section, but Nintendo didn't send him anything.
Really?
Which is really lame.
Yeah,
That's
just
a bummer.
Had, like, games you could play. Was it New Super Mario Brothers? Or...
Yeah, it was one of the new Super Mario Brothers games.
But like projected onto the wall really big. And
That's kind of salty, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they had a bunch of DS games at a table, but I don't know, it felt more like an ad for new Nintendo games than it was any sort of exhibition of Nintendo.
Right.
There was some stuff from Blizzard, some cool concept art from Blizzard, some Chris Metzger stuff, Metzer. But it was really awesome. It was worth the price of admission just to see all that stuff.
Oh, very cool. Was there any indie dev anything there, or was it just
Yeah, they had an indie section.
it was like half of it was.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Oh, wow.
Just had like tablets set up on these weird wooden blocks where you could sit down and play. What was
Various-
that one we played that was pretty fun?
The air hockey one?
No.
It was Critter Crunch. It was a weird like puzzle game. It was by Cappy. It was pretty good. I'd never seen it before. They had also for the After Dark game theme night, they had like a mini game dev expo. So there was local game developers showing off some of their games, which was pretty neat.
Anything good?
There was one called The Pedestrian that was cool. It was like a simple platformer, but everything was done with like in road signs. So you were a little stick figure running on road signs in this 3D outdoor environment.
Yeah.
Oh, it was so funny because Cody was trying to figure out how to get going, and like the dev was like standing behind him, beside me, and he was just like, I could see him just like trying not to tell him what to do. Like he was getting mad, like not really mad, just frustrated that he wasn't getting it right away.
Well, it wasn't entirely conventional because the different rooms that you platform, and you can move them around and connect them in different ways. And that's the puzzle aspect of the game.
Okay.
Just standing with his arms crossed and like literally like doing this like.
His frustration was palpable.
That's awesome.
I think you could feel it.
Yeah, I could feel it burning like on the back of my head. Like I can tell he's.
What is wrong with you? You don't understand my art.
Yeah. Which I mean, I get it. I've kind of been there when I was demoing Frank Fission at at Pack Rat. Like I get it. You want to tell people how to do it, but you can't because then you don't get that valuable data of what people want to do in your game as opposed to what they can do and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
There was some other games there too, but I can't seem to remember any of the names.
I just know that one guy seemed like he may have had a little too much to drink.
Yeah.
He was a little happy.
Yeah. I mean, he explained all of their two games very well.
He was very nice.
I think that was multivarious games. They had No Mercy, which is something their artist had come up with that was really cool looking. And then another one that was like a spaceship simulator where you played as the AI that maintained the ship.
Oh, okay.
But I don't remember what that was called. I didn't try
you got
it.
a card from him. But...
Yeah. I didn't try it because it sounded like something very not conducive to playing a demo on the floor at Kosai.
Right. Yeah.
There's another one. Somebody had made an old school style MMO, and they were handing out just copies of it.
Oh, that's cool.
And some like bonus items on a card. And now I can't remember what it was called. Dang it.
Womp, womp, womp.
Well, anyway, it sounds like it was a really good time.
Yeah, it was really cool.
Isn't there going to be like a big...
Yeah, there's going to be a full-size game dev expo at Kosai. I think it's in October.
Oh, wow.
And I'm definitely going to check that out. Because, it was pretty cool, just the miniature version with like 4 or 5 devs there.
Yeah, that sounds really cool.
We should all try to go.
Yeah.
Man, I haven't been to Kosai in like the new Kosai since pretty much they opened it.
I should.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
So we have an in, too.
Yeah, that's right, you guys. Yeah. So that's, really cool.
We didn't see Amanda, but...
She probably didn't want to be at work.
Yeah.
True.
Or she was busy in adventure, which costs extra now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I wonder we should have asked to see
An
if they
adventure?
did.
What's that?
The adventure section of Kosai. It used to be like a walkthrough thing where you kind of like solve a puzzle and there's like a little bit of a show aspect.
Oh, is that like where like the temple thing is?
Yes.
Okay, because I remember doing that, kinda.
Yeah, I guess they changed it up a lot and now it costs extra to do it.
Huh.
Like $5 or something.
No, that's not bad.
I mean, on top of your ticket.
Yeah, true. Like I said, it's been a really long time since I've been to Kosai. Do they still have that arcade like in the front when you walk in?
No. But the new Game Masters exhibit was basically...
Is it a permanent installation?
I think it might be. I'm not sure though.
Because a lot of those really cool exhibits tend to be only limited.
I feel like I read somewhere that it was permanent, but maybe it's not. Don't
There
quote me on that.
There was a Star Wars exhibit.
There
one
was a
time.
Lego exhibit.
There was the Lego exhibit.
I was there for a long
there was
time.
a
The Lego one was cool.
there was a Titanic one.
There was the people, the bodies, the people cut in half.
Oh,
The-
Body World.
Body World.
That was
Okay.
cool.
Yeah, that
So I
was
remember
cool.
there was another exhibit kind of like that, but that was at Easton.
Yeah, I think they had something like that over there as well.
Body World has been all over the place.
Mm-hmm. That's kind of like a popular one, I think, or something like that.
Is that all we have to say about
Yeah,
this?
I mean,
Okay. All right.
I think we pretty well covered it.
Yeah. Well, I haven't checked out a whole lot this week, to be honest with you. There's one show that there's a TV show that I wanted to try to check out. It is way like out of left field something for me. The show itself, the premise of the show is something way out of left field.
It's
if you know
more
anything about me,
Skeleton Warriors.
it's more Skeleton Warriors. No, there's a channel on DirecTV called El Rey. It's owned by Robert Rodriguez, the film director, and
Of Sin City, El Mariachi, that guy.
yeah, really good director. And the channel, they play a lot of kung fu movies. They play a lot of really cool stuff. But one of their first what's the word I'm thinking of?
Original
the
series.
the first original series that they've done is it's a wrestling show called Lucha Underground. And I'm not a wrestling guy. I really, we talk about it every once in a while on the show because it's kind of pertinent to, geeky topics, but I'm not really a wrestling guy. I don't sit and watch Raw. I don't really do all that. But I thought, hey, let's give this a whirl because they put the full first season up on iTunes. And it's in seasons. There's like 39 episodes in the first season.
Huh.
Yeah. And it is it's definitely a wrestling show. There are definitely like wrestling ring type style scenes, but there are also like these filmed and scripted like scenes that are shot almost like a CW superhero show, like with the heavy filters and the dramatic music and all this stuff. And I've only watched the first couple episodes of it. It's all luchadors. Like they're all like wearing the masks and the wrestling is not it's not as flamboyant as American wrestling. It's very technical. It's actually the wrestling part's kind of boring, to be honest with you. But the storylines that they're setting up are just ridiculous.
Is it like telenovela kind of stuff?
Almost like telenovela. It's all in English, so I mean,
okay.
so you have that. But no, they're setting up. The major heel is the wrestling promoter Dario, who in the first episode offered $100,000 for whoever wins this big match between these two wrestlers, and one of the guys wins. So then all of a sudden, these giant hulking dudes come in and just beat the tar out of both wrestlers. Then Dario steps in the ring and goes, "These men work for me. The $100,000 is mine." So he ended up giving himself $100,000 for winning his. Oh, got a phone. Okay.
Sorry.
No, it's cool. But it's just stupid stuff. It's ridiculous and dumb. And
that's what makes it fun.
It sounds really good.
It makes it fun, and it's nice being able to jump in on the ground floor, so that you don't have to know anything about any of the wrestlers or 30 years of professional wrestling.
It's like comics.
It's like comics. It's like a new #1 issue, but an hour-long wrestling show. Interesting, really interesting.
Man, an hour long and 39 episodes. Robert Rodriguez really dumped some money in this.
He put some money into it, and it shows it. It looks really, really good.
Well, I'm glad.
So yeah,
it's one of those things like scene shows that like bigger name people have kind of put money into, and a lot of them are not good.
Yeah, I think he might have actually directed the first, like the interstitials for the first episode.
Okay.
So yeah, it's interesting, and I had to look up some of the wrestlers, and as it turns out, like most of them are from like California, and Dario's name's not really Dario. He's an actor. He's been on a bunch of telenovelas and whatever, but it's totally 100% scripted, and some of the wrestling is very clear that they are not hitting each other. It's like just like you can almost hear the whiff as they punch. But the first match was the Blue Demon Jr., who his dad was a huge wrestler back in the 60s and 70s.
And did some movies.
Did a ton of movies, too. Like
we've watched a couple
We've
Blue
watched
Demon.
it, yeah. As much as I don't know about wrestling, I love luchador movies. And Blue Demon fought Dracula and like Wolfman and stuff. Like there was a whole series of movies where it was luchadors versus Mexican knockoff Universal monsters.
There was also the one where he fought like a terrorist organization or something.
Oh yeah, the Champions of Justice.
Yeah.
They actually in Blue Demon's intro, they one of the commentators references that his dad was like part of the Guardians of the Galaxy, but for luchadors, and they were referencing that movie.
Okay.
Yeah. So they throw in modern day references here and there to kind of help the fans along and stuff.
Okay.
But it's interesting. It's really interesting. So I'd say, yeah, that's cool. The other thing I checked out, and I'll go with this quick, is we don't talk about music very often, but whenever Weezer puts out a new album, I have to listen to it because I was
huge Weezer fan.
Growing up was a huge Weezer fan. Not as I would say not as much these days, but they put out a new album, and it's another self-titled. This is like their 4th or 5th self-titled album. This one's the White Album, so already setting kind of a high bar there. And The short review is it's a Weezer album. It sounds it's musically it has a lot of cues from Blue, their first two albums, Blue and Pinkerton, which is really kind of what they're getting back to. But it almost feels forced.
Like
It's
the last
they're-
one did.
Yeah, like they're trying really hard. It's like, oh man, these first two albums did really well. We're going to try hard to make this work in this way. Whereas when those two albums were created, they were really organic, I guess. And the lyrics and the song, the songs, again, they're fine, but I don't know. It just
What
yeah.
album did that Thank God for Girls song come
That's
from?
this album.
Okay.
Yeah,
Because I really don't care for that
I
song.
don't care for that song. The musically, I like it, but the lyrics are,
Yeah.
and that's kind of a running theme with this album. Unfortunately, I mean, I want to see them do more stuff because I like the band. I like them, but.
They should stop trying to lyrically be themselves 30 years ago.
Exactly. That's a really good point. It's
Yeah.
kind of disingenuous to listen to Rivers Cuomo singing about being a 16-year-old who can't get girls and is a loser in his basement
When he's a married adult
when he's
man.
a married adult man with children, multiple platinum records, and a degree from Harvard. It's kind of difficult to disconnect
Yeah.
the song narrative from the actual singer.
He should do something more organic, like you said. Like,
Yeah, he should sing. I mean, I don't want to tell the artist how to do his art, but if it were me, I would probably sing more about stuff know now because your fan base has grown up.
Yeah.
I mean, how many 16, 17-year-old kids are going to be, oh man, new Weezer album, love it, can't get enough. No, it's the 30, 35-year-olds.
Yeah,
that
it's
are
the
gonna
people
be,
that
it's
came
us.
with it.
Yeah, it's us basically. So, but I want to see them continue and do more stuff. I listened to it. It kind of made me remember at one point there was a TV show based on Rivers' life. It was supposed to be like a sitcom.
Yeah,
It was in
did that happen? Or
It
is it
didn't happen. I don't know. What I was wondering. I don't know what happened to it because it was based on when he went nuts and quit music business and went back to Harvard. That was what the show was supposed to
That
be
would
about.
have been a good show. That's a good concept for a show. I think.
Yeah, but no, I got it. It just never came to fruition, and I don't know why. But anyway, I'm done.
Weezer, Be Real.
Yeah,
There's your next album title, Be Real.
be real.
But they'll probably just have another color because there's infinity colors.
Yeah, they could.
The Pruce album. Puce album.
Hughes album, yeah. The turquoise album.
Yeah.
Forest Green.
Maroon album.
Burnt umber.
The Maroon 5 album.
Weezer, the Grayscale album.
Yeah, Middle Gray album.
That's what they should have called this one, to be honest with you.
Yeah, calling your album the White Album is probably a bad idea.
It's setting
from the start.
it's setting the bar way too high as it is. But yeah.
Plus, when you fly too close to the sun there, Icarus.
Yeah.
Weezer's Magical Mystery Tour. Sergeant Weezer's Lonely Hearts Club Band. Okay, this is bad.
Okay, yeah, let's go.
Let's move away from this.
We've milked that joke for all it's worth. All right.
We've reached,
Maximum goof. Peak goof.
peak Beatles reference.
Yep. All right.
I haven't really done a whole lot either. I've been rewatching Rick and Morty.
Never a bad thing.
Now that Hulu has season 2.
Cool.
And I've been pumping those out. And I think the second time through, I'm enjoying the second season more.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
Like I just watched, the one where Jerry and Beth go to marriage counseling.
Oh, I didn't like that one.
No, I don't really care for that one either. I liked the interdimensional TV one a little more, but I still don't care for it as much as the original one.
They shouldn't have tried to capture that lightning in a bottle again.
No, because it definitely feels a little more forced.
Oh,
and it's
yeah,
not as
yeah,
good.
absolutely.
Like it's hard, but I still really love the Total Recall episode
Which one is that?
with all the parasites with
Oh, yeah, that episode's genius. I love
with
that
the,
one.
with the people that just keep popping up.
When they grab onto some like sci-fi concept like that and run with it, that's when the show's at its best.
Oh yeah.
I agree. Yeah.
The Purge Planet one's pretty
Oh
good.
no! The Purge one was the one I just finished.
Okay, that's a good one.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
great episode.
Yeah.
The first season like that was like that too, though. There's some episodes in the first season that just are not good.
No, they're just not as many that aren't good.
There's like what was the one with there's a woman planet and all the jokes are like,
the Gazorpazort planet.
That one was
Raising
bad.
Gazorpazort.
That was
kind of rough.
real bad.
Yeah, and I feel bad because the woman who played Deanna Troi is the voice of the main female Gazorpazort queen lady.
That episode seems like it was written by comedians from the 90s.
No, she's not.
Thought she was.
No, that's the what's her name from not
Oh right, Aaron Soon.
Aaron Soon from Farscape. Claudia Black. That's who that was.
Okay.
Yeah. No, because I love Farscape, and that's why I.
Yeah,
was like,
I'm
no,
sorry.
that's not Deanna Troi.
I'm not completely with it.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool.
Do love Farscape. Oh my
This-
god.
Farscape is a great show.
Farscape was like the best.
Space Muppets.
Yeah, Space Muppets. It was, and the story was good.
I will say I always loved Farscape, but there for a while they had a bunch of DVD like sets of Zed in
You mean
stores. Lex, that's it,
Yeah.
Lex.
Oh, god.
And I accidentally picked up the entire series of Lex, thinking it was Farscape once. I mean, it only ended up costing me like $10 because they were like in the dollar bin.
Oh my god, those are two
those
way
are
opposite
two-
ends of spectrums.
Yeah.
I've told you about the note I got from someone who bought first season of Lex at
You
work.
might have, but remind me.
It got returned with a note taped to it saying that this is not a sci-fi movie or show. That is pornography.
Lex was a weird one. Yeah.
It wasn't quite porn, but it was really.
It was as close as you could get on cable.
On cable television. It was
Sci-Fi
pretty
Channel.
rough. It was,
yeah, and it's not even good.
No.
It's
beyond-
garbage.
yeah. But Farscape is great.
No, Farscape is
Yeah.
very.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Rick and Morty, rewatching that.
The season 2 equivalent of Raising Gazorpazorp is that episode where Rick meets up with that
Unity,
Unity. Yeah.
the hive mind.
Yeah.
That was
There were bits of that I enjoyed, but
Yeah.
that episode as a whole wasn't very good.
Oh, that ending of that episode is
yeah.
it hurts.
Yeah.
And I don't I've said this, but I don't like it when Rick and Morty tries to be serious.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I agree.
yeah,
But that might be a way that it's kind of
yeah. We'll see what the third season brings us.
yeah,
since it's going to be probably coming soon.
probably.
Oh, you know how it uses that Nine Inch Nails song "Hurt" at the end of the. I read on the internet in an interview with I think it was Dan Harmon and Justin Roiland that originally they wanted to use the Johnny Cash version
Oh,
and
nice.
to get a sound alike to say like to insert the word "squanch" into the song, so it'd be like
That would have been much better.
I squanched myself today, like
yeah.
that would have been hilarious.
That would have been great. That would have.
But
that
they,
might
you
have
know-
saved that episode, to be honest.
Yeah, but the rights,
Yeah.
that would have been a nightmare, so
Yeah.
they didn't do
Oh,
it.
man.
Oh man. Speaking of Dan Harmon, did you see CISO, the the streaming channel, is picking up Harmon Quest, the animated version of his D&D campaign?
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Ooh, that sounds great.
Yeah, it's like live action shots where they're actually playing D&D and then they animate, and it looks very Rick and Morty-ish.
Yes, please.
Some of the comedy bits, and it's Dan Harmon, and it's just a whole bunch of people.
Okay, that's
I just saw that pop up the other day.
I need to get a CISO account
I do too.
because
Yeah.
there's a lot of stuff on there I would watch, and the upcoming My Brother and Me show.
That's yeah.
Oh, Mam's doing a show.
They're getting
Yeah.
a show.
Oh,
Yeah.
man, I am
CISO.
so behind on so much of the McAvoy stuff.
And I want to watch
McElroy.
the Jonah Ray, that Hidden America. That looks really good.
Yep. I have a feeling that's where Mystery Science Theater is going to end up. I just
Probably.
kind of have a feeling. So
That would be another reason to get it.
Yeah.
that would be it. Yeah.
Although the classic episodes that they send you for the Kickstarter are on some weird website called VHX.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I kind of already had those anyway, though. So
Yeah, there was a couple of them that I don't think had been released before, but
I still have.
yeah, because
Yeah.
circulating the tapes.
Yeah. Yeah, well, then let's go ahead and take a break here, and when we come back, we'll talk about some news.
Newsy stuff.
Nerd Overload is sponsored in part by MB Subculture Comics and Costumes. MB Subculture is the one-stop shop for all your geeky needs, from comics and collectibles to unique custom costumes, masks, makeup, and more. MB Subculture is located at 127 South Sandusky Avenue in downtown Bucyrus. 419-562-0404 and online at subcultureoh.com. We're back. That was California Kids by Weezer. We talked about the album before, so
It seemed like we probably should play a track from it.
It seemed about right. Yeah.
It was a Weezer song.
It sure was. It sure was. Anyway.
Little notes of Buddy Holly in there.
Yeah, and you get that through the entire album. So anyway, let's get in some news and Pokemon Go. Do we want to jump in?
Sure.
Let's
Pokemon Go time.
Yeah, that's something we'd skipped over our check it outs just because we've all been checking. Everyone on Earth.
It is the big thing right now.
Yeah, I did not expect this app to get as big as it has been. It's kind of insane.
I can't tell what's best, the really super positive news stories that are coming out,
or the kind of crappy negative news.
Yeah,
stories.
I mean,
well,
let's start with the positives.
Let's start with the positive.
And impressions and whatnot.
Yeah, I tell you, I've been out exercising. I run pretty regularly and stuff, but the past 4 days I've either biked or jogged or ran hunting Pokemon. And
gotta chase them down.
Yeah, you gotta catch them all. I hear that's what you have to do. there are them, and you have to catch them.
All of them.
So it's the craziest thing because I've gone out of my way to places that I don't normally go and bike or jog, and I've seen people. There are people out
Everywhere.
and about everywhere.
Yeah. And
It's
can
nuts.
You can tell they're playing it by the way their heads are down, looking at their phone, and they have a certain walk about them.
Yeah.
Which I've taken to calling the Pokemon Shuffle.
You mean people spinning around trying to find the direction of the Pokemon they want?
Yeah, that's another one
that's
too.
It. Yeah.
Kind of a Poké pirouette. Which is why I turn AR mode off so you don't have to do that.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
It does make me feel like I'm cheesing the game a little. It makes me feel a little bit lame not to use the AR.
But it's more battery friendly.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, absolutely.
Also, if I'm sneaking a catch of a poke at work, sneaking a poke
at work. Well, we found the episode title.
Yeah. Like, I can't be standing there doing circles when I'm supposed to be working, so, you know.
Yeah. But,
poke at work.
That was gold.
I love it. But no, it's crazy the amount of people that I've seen out.
And people that you maybe would not expect.
A lot of pasty people out in the sun,
Out in the sun.
rubbing their eyes because the sun hurts. The outside light bulb is burning their eyeballs.
That's why I Poké hunt at night.
Ah, yes.
Put on sunscreen, people who don't normally go outside, because you will burn real fast.
You will burn. But yeah. For example, there near my house is there's 4 cemeteries basically. One of them.
Maybe we should explain how the game works.
I guess we should, yeah, because we talked about it a little bit last week, but no, it's a GPS system that you they randomly place Pokemon pop up, and
you walk around your neighborhood, and at random, different Pokemon will pop up around you.
Well, it's not different Pokemon because I keep getting the same ones.
Same here, but no, it's you walk around, and it's tied in with the Ingress app and a lot of their stuff. They had control
Overlays.
points and stuff, so it 1-to-1 correlates with this game where you have Pokestops, which are
makes sense because they're made by the same people.
And they're like landmarks. They're like things you normally wouldn't
statues,
see,
historical plaques. I've noticed a
lot of historical plaques.
A lot of churches for some reason.
Yeah, a lot of churches.
Every church is either a Pokestop or a gym.
I guess because they're kind of public spaces. Nobody's going to yell at you for being at a church.
Right.
No, yeah.
But anyway, you go, you get items from there, and it's really neat. You get to see places that you normally wouldn't see, and
you get to catch Pokemon. Which the catching system it's different from the original games. The whole thing is different from the original games.
If you're expecting regular Pokemon, you're going to have a bad time.
Yeah.
But it's fun though.
Yeah, and you throw Pokeballs at these Pokemon in this like kind of this little flick motion, and it feels good. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of friction, and it's just a good feeling to throw the ball at them.
Good toss feel.
Yeah, good toss feel. Good game feel. I think is the word that.
Yeah, that's
it. And also, if you like make it fancy and put a curve on it, you'll get like bonus experience.
Points. Yeah. But it's just neat seeing people out.
Yeah, and it's like not just like maybe a couple people here. People are out in legions.
Yeah. Like I was gonna say, one of the 4 cemeteries is like a veterans.
It's not really a cemetery; it's more a memorial.
It's a memorial. It's a veterans. It's like 3 cemeteries and then the veterans memorial.
Yeah.
At this intersection, and there are 3 different like landmarks.
Yeah.
That pop up like in a triangle in that veterans park, and there are items that you can use to make.
More Pokemon appear. There's
more things appear. Lures is what they're called, but it just makes them appear more. So for the last 4 nights, I've seen driving to work, there have been more and more people congregating around this.
Like some
area.
reports are saying 50 people.
I counted 50 people at one point. The first night I was there, I was biking, and there was maybe a dozen or so, and the next night there were more. And then I was heading to work late the other night, and I counted at least 50 people just milling about this park, where normally there's nobody.
Yeah.
People just drive past it.
Yeah, you may see like maybe one person checking it out.
Yeah, it's insane.
Yeah, like it's gotten to the point now where the Marion police are patrolling more.
Yeah,
like I was reading.
Yeah, they got to catch all those mons.
I was reading something online where people were talking, and a cop pulled up, and they were thinking they were going to get dispersed because there were so many people there. Mm-hmm. He just wanted to see how it worked.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I did hear lately that because of the amount of people, they're going to try to start shutting it down about midnight.
That makes sense. That seems
people loitering
fair.
in those particular places.
That seems fair. And businesses are starting to get in on it as
well. Yeah. Like I went to Walmart, and I already had an external charger for my phone,
which is something you're definitely going to need for.
It saps your battery like nobody's business.
Yeah,
and I've noticed now if I'm using battery saver mode in Pokemon Go, it causes my game to freeze a lot.
Oh, really? Okay,
mm-hmm.
Okay.
So I haven't been using it.
Gotcha.
And I went to Walmart for something else, and I just happened to pass an end cap with external chargers on it, with Pokemon merchandise all around the edges. I'm like, oh man, Walmart gets it.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Between that, I've seen reports of like restaurants and bars and different places like that.
We were at Polaris the other day, and the English pub-themed pub, had a sign out front that's like, "You like Pokemon? You like beer? Come inside." And they had Pokemon drink specials.
Yeah, and I've seen places where like they'll put up lures at their spot and say, if you catch, show us that you caught 10 things while you're here, and we'll give you a couple bucks off your next drink or something like that. That's really cool.
I saw a sign. It was at a Dairy Queen. I don't know where.
Yeah, you could go the other direction and do it the wrong way, like this Dairy Queen.
It said, Pokemon are for paying customers only. Because apparently a lot of people were coming. That's another thing. When you're playing Pokemon Go, you don't have to go into the building.
Yeah. Don't go into buildings. Just
be smart. Just
you can
be
get
cool.
them. You can get them outside.
Yeah.
But like that police station we talked about last week.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You don't have to go in.
Yeah.
that Sandshrew isn't going anywhere fast.
Yeah, that's another thing. People need to be careful because I almost hit a couple people coming home from work the other night that were Pokemon going. They weren't looking, and they stepped off the curb and slipped.
Almost Pokemon gone.
Yeah. My car is super effective.
That screen when you open the app up is not kidding around. Pay attention to what you're doing.
Yeah.
The girl that I work with, she has a cousin that's a police officer. She said that she pulled over like 5 people for swerving, and they all were playing Pokemon Go.
Oh, wow.
That's another thing. Don't Pokemon Go and drive.
Don't do that.
Do not.
She just gave them warnings, though. She said,
Yeah.
It's like, don't do that.
Yeah.
Pulled over to catch a Nidoran in Fair Park the other day.
But it's interesting. It's interesting how much of an impact this has had on society.
It's nuts.
Have you seen that thing about those kids? Those kids that found that dead body?
Yeah.
Because they were out hunting for Pokemon?
Yeah. Talking about going places you wouldn't normally go, just randomly in parks or nature or whatever. Dead body.
Dead body.
Yeah. And there are, there are a lot of landmarks and a lot of gyms where you battle them and
Oh,
stuff
yeah.
like that. I guess there's been a war for the White House gym.
Yeah.
Yeah,
a lot
Team
lately.
Valor has been controlling the White House and the Pentagon.
Yeah. And this one actually makes me laugh a lot. And this is probably as political as I'm ever going to get on this show. The Westboro Baptist Church is a gym, and someone has been putting high-level Clefairies in it with
The
you know,
name
Love is Love.
is Love.
love is
yeah.
love. And so the Westboro Baptist Church has their own has one of their super crazy conservative lawyer type people that their only job is get good and battle this
Get this
Clefairy that
Clefairy off
is
of here.
Yeah,
That is
and their
camping in their
Pokemon
place.
have really horrible names.
yeah, it's real bad. I mean, that's real bad, but I think it's funny that someone's making a joke and kind of
Yeah.
taking. Let's get off this topic. I just
Yeah.
wanted to bring up the fact that that's kind of a funny
that's
thing.
a thing.
That's a funny thing.
The online
Rivalries.
Thank
That's
you.
the word you're saying.
Yes.
Thinking of. Okay, good.
between the 3 different teams,
Oh,
like the memes that come out of it
there's been a lot of memes.
are
Yeah.
hilarious. Some are hilarious, some are awful
Yeah.
and mean.
Yep.
Well, I mean, if you didn't pick yellow, you picked the wrong team.
Exactly. That's exactly what it is.
I mean, it's that simple.
yeah.
Yeah, well, we'll agree to disagree. At least we're not Team Valor.
At least we're not red.
At least we're not red.
yeah.
Better dead than red.
Yeah.
But anyway,
On the whole, Team Valor is hot garbage.
Mm-hmm.
and that's the
they're
thing. I have a
worst.
lot of friends that went Team Valor, and it breaks my heart a little
Yeah,
bit.
they're garbage people.
Oh. My friend Matt Bell went Team Valor. Ellswick's Mystic,
Sure. Yeah.
but we're all
Okay.
part of the Mystic Falcons in our LARP group, so
Sure.
it's kind of our thing.
Well, there you go.
Oh, you want to talk
Sounds
about
like a sports team. The Mystic Falcons.
It sounds like a Legends
lot
of
of-
the Hidden Temple
Oh,
team.
yeah.
Yeah.
I saw, speaking of Legends of Hidden Temple, though, I saw because the Pokemon, like, verse has grown, like, exponentially on the internet as far as, like, stuff I see. Mm-hmm. I mean, I already saw a lot, but now it's like I'm choking on it.
Mm-hmm.
A
That's
Legends
what
of the
she said.
Hidden Temple themed, like, shirt
With the logo.
with Pokemon stuff.
That's cool. That's very cool.
Like this, like blue Gyarados and things like that. It was kind of a neat. I actually thought about getting it.
Mm-hmm. It's amazing the amount of the people of different walks of life that are getting into this.
Oh, yeah.
Like my mom plays Pokemon Go. I never would have imagined that would be a thing. I helped her catch a Pikachu. She was very excited about that the other day.
Did you do the trick where you
Yes,
walk
we
away?
did. We
Yeah,
sure did.
There's a trick if you want a Pikachu instead
your
of
starter.
the 3 starters. Just walk away from the 3 starters.
You got to
and
walk
Pikachu
about a
will
quarter
show.
mile.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
You got to walk
Yeah, you
quite
got
away.
to. Yeah, you got to
walk a
make it.
little.
You got to walk far enough away they disappear.
About 3 times, actually.
Yeah.
Because they respawn around you if you walk far enough away. But the
Come
fourth
on,
time, it's
come
like,
on, no.
yeah, pretty much.
I know some people that are a little salty that had to come out like after pretty much everyone had started playing the
well,
game.
that's what happens when you're an early adopter.
Yeah.
That's just the way
I mean,
it
I
goes.
would have went for the Pikachu.
Oh, I would have
too.
too. Absolutely. Heck yeah, little bolt rat. Heck yeah.
But I mean, it's nuts. Like so many people at work play it, and probably some people play it at work while they're working, and I get a little
That's
mad.
probably not cool.
Like I made a joke to my boss yesterday. I was walking by. I'm like, "Oh, by the way, I'm taking a Pokemon break," and she just looked at me like, "What?" And our manpower coordinator, who's kind of in the know, she goes, "There's a Pokemon game on phone." She goes, "Oh, I better not see you playing Pokemon." And I'm like, "I'm not playing Pokemon while I'm working, but you
Yeah.
can't stop me on break."
I don't see how you could in a factory. Like,
There are certain jobs where you
Have downtime.
there's downtime, or it's a little easier to maybe kind of be on your phone.
Gotcha. Okay.
Which my area is not because it's a lot of hand movement, but there are people,
Oh, sure. I
and
imagine. You got to be smart.
be smart about
That's-
it. I saw a sign of somebody's work. It says we're paying you to work, not to catch imaginary Pokemon on your phone.
Yeah. You just got to be smart with it. You got to remember it is a game.
It is a
End
game.
of the
There's
day,
no
it is a
reason to
game.
get that wrapped up into it.
No.
The fact that people are getting exercise is amazing.
I think it's great. You'll be able to spot in 6 months. You'll be able to spot nerds by their well-defined calves and deep tans.
I was walking. I was doing Pokemon stuff in Columbus on Sunday, and walk in like the circuit of like the arena district and stuff
Sure,
like that.
yeah. I'm sure there's a ton down there.
Oh god, yeah.
I bet.
And I was walking past 16-bit because I parked near there, and there was a guy sitting outside 16-bit, just kind of on his phone, and we kind of struck up a conversation. And he made the comment. He's like, be honest. If it wasn't for this app, would you have stopped to talk to me? I'm like, honestly, probably no, because I'm not really big on talking to strangers. He's like, I know, right? And there have just been stories coming out of people who are getting more sociable.
Oh, sure. I've met cool teen friends.
Oh, yeah.
Walking the graveyard, sure.
There's that.
Yeah, that's a sentence I never thought I'd ever say.
And they weren't even goths.
They weren't. No, they weren't.
I really, really want to see this app grow.
Yeah.
Because right now, it's like, yeah, we're really super positive about it and everything. It's not good.
No, it's very
not.
bare bones at the at
It's
the
bare
moment.
bones, and it doesn't work half the time because
Yeah.
the servers are garbage.
Yeah.
It amazes me that people want to catch fake Pokemon in real life so bad that they'll put up with this broken app that freezes constantly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think it's the fun of the Pokemon and the social, or do you think it's because everything else is kind of so not super great
Right
now that everyone's kind of
everybody-
latched onto this one little shred of good?
I think a lot of it...
Not
it
to
might
bring
ha-
the conversation down a little bit,
It
but
might
that's
have something to do
because
with it.
I've thought about that a little bit because
I have too, a little bit, because the world is kind of a crap place right now.
and the app's not good.
No.
It crashes constantly.
Crashes constantly. Doesn't connect to the servers at all. Half the time.
amount of fake dumb monsters that I have lost because my phone has hiccuped. The app is hiccuped halfway through.
Pokeballs I've lost that I paid money for.
Yeah,
I just lost what I was going to say.
it's okay. We gotta get off
but
this topic anyway. here in a minute.
Even through all of this, like it's still fun.
Yeah.
and
I think it's the nostalgia. That's what I wanted.
A lot of this.
I think a lot of it is for mostly for us older people who grew up with the original game going and then going forward.
Sure, there's a real good reason why they started with the original 151.
Also,
Yeah.
notice they aged up the trainers.
yes,
They're not kids. Those are not kids. Those are
20-year-olds.
yeah.
Yeah.
Sure. So anyway, we got to get off this topic anyway because we've talked about it for like 20 minutes. So
Pokemon Go. Get it.
Go get it.
Go get it. Go get you some Pokemon. Anyway,
And some exercise. And meet cool people.
Also, if you're mad because the game mechanics are different from the original game, don't be
Grow
a
up.
wiener.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like
it's cool. Just be cool.
it wouldn't work either. If you
Yeah.
think about it,
It wouldn't.
everything would take too long. If you think the servers are overloaded now, imagine if they were handling all that data.
Yeah, it would not have been.
I'm just
great.
excited because they're already talking about putting trading and stuff in the game.
Yeah,
But
which
that's something they were going to eventually do anyway.
yeah. I mean, that's one of the core features of the franchise.
Trading
I'm
and
surprised it was-
player-to-player
Interaction.
non gym battling. I
Yes.
think is what I heard. So,
That should have honestly have been in there from the beginning.
but they wanted to get the app out, and I don't blame them for that.
yeah.
Anyway, let's go ahead and move on to some
To
extra
non-Pokemon news.
Yeah. So Warner Brothers got in a little trouble. Warner Brothers Games specifically. News reports have come out that they were paying
Bigger name YouTubers.
most notably PewDiePie, the Swedish guy that screams
A lot.
video games.
And kids love him
And
for
kids
some
just
reason.
love them. They just can't get enough. Paid them for positive reviews of their games and didn't disclose it. That's the important part. They didn't disclose that they were branded.
Yeah. So some
Content.
YouTubers disclose it in their See More tab on YouTube.
Yeah.
And the FTC says that's not good enough.
You can't do that because they're using these YouTubers as influencers to buy more
Just an
games.
ad.
Basically,
Yeah.
and that's not great. It's really not great.
Now, is it more on Warner Brothers for not saying something or the YouTuber for not saying something?
That's an excellent question. All the reports I've seen is that the FCC is coming down on
The
Warner
FTC?
Brothers. Or FTC is coming down on Warner Brothers
for
because-
not being clear enough
for not being
about
how you need to.
Because
Yeah.
I feel like it should be both parties.
I agree.
Because I know recently, in more recent news, some YouTubers got in trouble because of Counter-Strike.
Yeah,
and the
that's
gambling
the
thing, and
sure.
they did not disclose the fact that
They owned
this
company.
particular gambling site
Yeah.
for it, and they were trying to say, and there was a big legal battle with that. And they were trying to say, well, we disclosed, that we were sponsored. Because, yeah, but you didn't disclose the fact that you owned it and the fact that they were participating in these events.
Right.
Which
it's
is
even gotten Valve into trouble a little bit for it, too.
Yeah. So I feel like if they're going to come down on Warner Brothers, they need to come down on these people for not disclosing in their videos that this...
I feel like a lot of these YouTubers are kids that wouldn't know better.
That's
Some
the
of
point
them.
I was just going to
PewDiePie.
make.
PewDiePie should know better.
Yeah, PewDiePie should know better. He's got
Should he, though?
$16 million.
Well, that doesn't mean that he's a business master,
Well, he's
though.
probably got a lawyer that
That's-
he
you
maybe
got a
should have
good-
talked to.
You got a good point there. But hey, when
Yeah.
Warner Brothers rolls up the dump truck to your house and say, "Hey, how about you talk about Shadows of Mordor or whatever?"
Yeah, and we'll unload this dump truck full of money on you.
And he goes, "Yeah, great!" Whatever. I don't know. I've never watched PewDiePie. I just know
he's
he
gonna-
streams.
I think that's pretty much
That's pretty
it.
close.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, come on. He's got to find a new place because he got evicted for being too loud.
Yeah.
But either way, it's all really dumb and shady.
What?
I'm still laughing at that. Yeah, great.
Oh God.
Toto tip, that's a PewDiePie.
That's a PewDiePie. That's right. Okay. Anyway, let's keep this news train rolling. So there's going to be a live action X-Men series on Fox. Is that something?
Yeah, apparently.
I forget the actual.
I like that thing that Mikey
Here it is.
tweeted about it. It says, "Don't worry, it's by the people who made Gotham." And Mikey Newman's like, "You can either take that as a good thing or a threat."
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Okay, apparently Fox has put an order in for a pilot for a TV series for X-Men set in the Bryan Singer universe, and he
Okay.
is executive producer of it.
Okay. So it's going to not be. It's going to look nice.
Yes.
At least the first episode is going to look nice
And
because they'll
I
burn all their
think
budget after that first episode.
Some of the writers are the people from Burn Notice.
Okay, well, Burn Notice, that's gotten some critical
That
acclaim.
was
It's
a
good.
show.
That was a show that people seem to like.
I mean, it was okay.
I would,
I couldn't tell you what it was about.
yeah, I would prefer them to do, if they want to set it in the X universe, have it be about there's another school, the Hellfire, the Massachusetts Academy.
Yeah.
Which was based around the Hellfire Club, which has popped up in First Class. That's actually the nightclub from the 60s.
Oh,
that
wow.
they went
Some
to.
of the Netflix Marvel people are attached to this, too.
Okay, well then it might not be bad after all. But anyway, I would rather see them tackle characters that you don't normally see X-Men stories about and not tie it directly to the Xavier School.
So
because
it doesn't turn into Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. where it's like, oh, you just missed Thor. He was here, but now he's gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are working with Marvel for Fox, and the team, and a lot of the team that are actually a part of the creation process are from the Jessica Jones and Daredevil.
Okay, well that's cool. It's still, I think they need to do stuff. They need to not set it at the Xavier Academy because we're not going to have a show about Cyclops. We're not going to have a show about Wolverine. You're not going to see Jean
Yeah.
Grey. You're not even going to see. You might not even see Patrick Stewart show up
Because
You might.
they
Who
won't
knows?
be able to tell stories that affect the movies.
at all. Exactly. So, I don't know. I know FX is working on that show Legion, which is tangentially tied to the X-Men universe.
Confirmed Legion is not set in the X-Men universe.
Oh, really? That's a shame because he's an X-Men character.
Yeah, he's Professor X's kid from the future.
Yeah, he totally is. So, okay, well, I'm down for it. They tried it years ago
And it was not good.
with what was it, Generation X?
Yeah.
Yeah, that movie was weird. Did you ever see that?
Yeah,
that
I did.
TV movie.
Yeah.
With Matt Frewer as that dream guy.
Yeah, and Jubilee was in it.
Yeah.
She's like the only actual X-Men.
No, they were all X-Men.
Were they?
Yeah, but they were all the 90s version of the New Mutants that no one knew anything about, like Skin, the guy
Oh.
who just had really stretchy skin.
Yeah, I remember him.
Ew.
Yeah.
Earth.
Look at what I can do. Oh, stop.
That was basically a part of the thing. He was being dropped off at the school and his sister didn't want him to leave, so she held
hold
on
on
to
to his hand
and
as
his
the
hand
car drove by.
the skin on his hand stretched out super long and the best 90s CG you've ever seen. It was just not It was not good.
No. But let's hope it's good.
Let's hope it's good. Marvel seems to put out some pretty good TV shows, and while this isn't mainline Marvel Studios, I'm sure that they would.
There is a creative
have,
stake in it.
They would prefer to not have something that they put out not be quality.
Yeah.
So,
and I kind of hope it leads to more Fox X-Men or Fox Marvel collaborations on X-Men projects, kind of like Sony and Marvel with Spider-Man.
Yes, I really want that to happen.
Because I want some, not that the newer stuff isn't bad for as far as movies go and stuff. No, they're certainly not great.
I want Wolverine in the X-Men movies, just as a cameo.
Yeah, in the
Avengers movies.
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's hot in here. I'm starting to get a little loopy.
Yeah, we're getting cooked.
We're getting the vapors.
But yeah, it's not a lot of news, but there are a lot of good names attached to it.
Well, that's good. That's good. So, what can you tell me about this Overwatch character?
There is a new Overwatch character. She's Farah's mom.
Okay.
Farah being the jetpack rocket Egyptian lady.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's a support sniper, so she's a sniper that can also heal people from a distance.
Oh, that's an interesting take on that character, I
Yeah.
suppose.
Yeah, it's
Archetype.
Yeah, it'll be it's a definite interesting play style.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because pretty much all the other support healer types pretty much got to be right there, and they're typically the ones getting mowed down first.
And
Okay.
the game needed more snipers. There's only Widowmaker, really. So now there's a
Yeah, pretty
second
much.
sniper.
Pretty much.
She's got a cool sleep bomb attack that makes people fall asleep, which
That's
looks
cool.
funny. They just hit the ground with Z's coming out of them.
That's pretty funny. So this is the first new character. The game's been out for what, like a month?
Yeah, maybe a month or two.
Okay. Do you see them continuing?
Oh, I thought it's
this
been out longer
new,
than that.
Well, the beta was out for a while.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
like a year or so.
Do you see them doing more of these regular character additions?
Oh yeah,
or is
that was the plan all along.
Oh, it was. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, because there are many characters that we've seen images of that we don't really know anything about.
And this was one of them. They had teased her before
Oh, okay. Interesting.
in the lore, which
Yeah.
there's surprisingly a lot of.
Yeah, it's kind of nuts.
Yeah.
But I hope they kind of trickle out heroes instead of bringing out like a bunch of heroes all at once to keep. Because to be honest, as much as I really love the game, I haven't really touched it in a while.
No, I haven't either.
And
Not for lack of wanting to. I just haven't.
yeah, I got busy. There isn't a lot of variety in the game, so I kind of, not that the game's bad, I kind of reached max Overwatch saturation.
It got stale.
It got stale. Yeah.
And it gets to the point where it takes forever to get a loot box.
Yeah.
It takes forever to level up.
Mm-hmm.
And that kind of
And I don't feel like spending real money on.
cosmetic items when you don't know what you're going to get.
Exactly.
There's a podcast that I listened to, and one of the guys spent $600 buying loot boxes.
Why?
I think Polygon bought 50 loot boxes.
Yeah, they do that a lot in
just
videos.
to see what they get.
Yeah.
They do that with Hearthstone card packs too.
Yeah.
I can't imagine spending $600 on items and different skins.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're not worth.
I can't imagine.
They're
that.
cool, but they're not that cool.
It's hardly worth spending.
I can't imagine
a
spending
small amount.
$50
Yeah.
on something like that.
Yeah.
I can't. That's just makes no sense to me.
Buying $5 worth of Pokeballs was kind of a stretch for
That one
me,
didn't.
but I did
didn't,
it.
Yeah, I didn't feel super great about that,
Yeah.
but I figured, hey, I spent the time.
Yeah,
They
did a good.
They earned that money.
They made a fun game, so
I know
here,
I
I'll
won't
chip
be
in
spending
$5.
any more money in it. I'll tell you
I'm buying that $35 bracelet.
Oh, you are?
Yeah, I'm gonna buy it.
Good luck finding it because it's
I
gone
know.
up
Sold
for
out
pre-order
everywhere.
and sold out everywhere.
Yep, I know.
Yeah.
I'm biding my time.
Yeah.
I'll probably get it too at some point.
When someone will have it on sale somewhere.
Yeah,
A year down the road.
There are some people who have access to them, I guess, that are charging ridiculous amounts of money.
Yeah. There's a lot of pre-sales on eBay that are nuts.
That's no.
Yeah, no.
thanks.
By the way, we're talking about the bracelet for Pokemon Go that you'll be able to get in the
We've
future.
looped back around to Pokemon Go
Yeah.
because it's all consuming.
that helps you catch Pokemon without looking at your phone.
Yeah. Now, do you think the app has to be open?
Oh,
open
yeah.
sign. Yeah.
Oh
okay.
yeah, because that's just the way the app works.
Gotcha.
Which I hope they fix that. I hope they do push notifications when Pokemon are nearby. That would be nice.
That would be cool.
I actually just got asked today if I want push notifications from Pokemon Go.
Oh.
Yeah,
there you
'cause
go.
It never asked before.
there was an update.
Yeah. Okay, last thing here. This is kind of a quick one. San Diego Comic-Con's coming up in a couple weeks. That's kind of why news is a little light.
It's a little dry,
to be
yeah.
honest. Because everyone's gearing up for that. But one of the reports that's coming out is, at least in Hall H, I don't know if it's the other
Areas.
areas.
But Hall H is the big
Hall
one.
H is
the
the
big one.
where they do a lot of the
Trailers
panels
and
trailers
things like
and
that,
big
yeah.
movie previews and stuff. That they are setting up. There's technology being installed that will block iPhone users from taking bootleg video of the panels and whatnot. And I don't know how I feel about that.
It's going to kill the internet.
It's gonna make it harder for people who cover the news.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Who can't necessarily go.
Yeah, because we'll be beholden to people who are writing articles up there. They can put whatever spin they want on it.
Yeah.
I understand that they want to control the media leaks where they can.
Yeah, because, I mean, a lot of trailers and a lot of things get leaked, and a lot of companies have been, because they know about it, are just, as soon as they air it on there, they're just going to put it on YouTube anyway on their official accounts.
Yeah, but it makes me wonder, is San Diego Comic-Con going to make their own like pay-for service where you have to go and get their official stream of the
Stuff.
panels?
Probably.
And that sucks.
Yeah.
That sucks.
I get it as a
business thing, it makes sense.
Yes.
But as a fan and as a halfway news provider, I guess, that sucks. I'm not happy about that.
No. I mean, I don't.
Part of me thinks it would be really cool to go to San Diego Comic-Con, and
would
part of me seems like
never-
it'd be a nightmare.
I would never go. I love comic conventions. I love going to that stuff. I love it. There's no way, there's no amount of money you can pay me to go to San Diego Comic-Con, because it is like you're packed in there to the point where you can't enjoy anything, and it's hot, and
You're standing in line all the time.
It's gotten too big. The convention has gotten too big from what I understand, and I just no. Plus,
Even for a week.
Plus, the price is astronomical.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
no way I'd
It's
ever spend that
ridiculous.
kind of money on a convention.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, but
But I don't know. It's kind of on my list of things I would like to experience at least once in my life.
I would like to go to a big con, sure, but not that big con.
Not
I
that,
don't-
yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, I think we've pretty well hit our time for the week, so let's get out of here. You've been listening to Nerd Overload. You can find us each and every day over at nerdoverload.com.
You can also find us at Facebook at facebook.com/Nerd Overload website.
You could email us at staff@nerdoverload.com.
You can tweet at us at nerd_overload, or follow us on YouTube for occasional videos.
Occasional. They're coming. They're coming
Nerd
soon.
Overload TV.
We are working on them. We're also on iTunes and Stitcher, and you can find us at WZMOFM.com on Saturdays at 10 a.m. and 9 p.m.
And if you're in the local listening area, you can find us at 107.5 WZMO.
That's right.
At those times.
So, yep, thanks again for listening, and until next week.
Pizza out.
This show was sponsored in part by MB Subculture Comics and Costumes.